Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central Beat Time on the dollar. We do show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. And of course, guys, it is a lie. We don't do the show every day, Monday to Friday. We especially don't do it at 9 a.m. But, we gotta say it. We gotta say the thing, So from time to time, there is Bitcoin Daily. From time to time, might be on a Sunday, might be on a Monday, might be at 9 a.m., might be at, 6 p.m. We never know. I try to keep up the suspense when the Bitcoin Daily is gonna pop up. Mic is working, the chart is on the table, so let's start looking what's actually happening. Before we actually start, the beauty, what's up, how you doing, man? Edward, too good, what's up? Christo, WTF. The green is goblin, how you doing, man? Good morning. Beautiful price action last couple of days, Edward. Yes, it is a beautiful price action if you're a bear. Unfortunately, this does not look actually that well. So, that's why we are doing the Bitcoin Daily. We want to talk about whether this is going to continue, dumping towards downside. I'm going to tap the 50 moving average and bounce. Is this going to go more towards downside? It is broken, the trend. So right now the trend is actually broken, and there is no way you can actually draw this line without actually breaking the trend. So, so we got to be honest with ourselves. Maybe something like this up here. Now, I mean, any kind of line that you can actually imagine to draw is actually broken. Doesn't matter how you draw the line over here. Literally doesn't matter how you draw the line. Maybe over here somewhere. Maybe there is hope somewhere up here. I don't know where the hope is. Maybe this is the line. Maybe this is the hopium line that's keeping us. But all of these other lines did get broken, and at least when you're looking just at this part over here, all of these lines are, sorry about that, all of these lines did get broken. And right now, the big question is whether this is gonna dump on the downside. If you look at a weekly time frame, we didn't break the support just yet. We still got 2 days. We still have 2 days and 17 hours left until this candle over here closes. And the bottom support up here, down here, is still holding very strongly. So, there is that. So we got, something going for us. Unfortunately, on the daily time frame, we look at it on daily time frame, we did break the support levels. Sorry about this. This keyboard is terrible, man. I need to change the keyboard ASAP. But there was a support line down here. This is the daily support line after we dumped it towards downside over here. This is the daily support line over here. You can see up here that we broke that. We're trying to get back above that, but we are not quite yet there. Now, on the weekly time frame, so daily did get broken support, weekly is not broken support, but we are somewhere on the support levels. Now, just like we said, almost every single line, I'm saying almost every single line because there is some kind of hopium line down here, maybe, give or take. I mean, even this one up here is, maybe something like this. If you really, try to, push it, maybe something like this over here, where, there is some kind of support line that's actually holding. But, we need to be a little bit realistic right now. And, there might be a chance that the trend is broken. And sorry about that. And this might actually continue towards the downside. So I think we need to wait how this week is gonna play out. It does look bearish, not gonna lie. And we try to get back inside this channel over here. We tried getting back inside channel. There was a channel over here towards the upside. We tried getting it, got rejected by that, and right now again pulling below the support levels on the daily. Is this gonna do this last drop towards downside and get below even the weekly support levels, so we get this lower low? Because right now we got a low and technically a higher low up here. But if we start closing below this level over here, you got lower low up here. You're technically in some kind of, expanding musical instrument, because this is high, higher, high. This is low, this is lower low. This is, expanding musical instrument over here. But there might be some kind of hopium that we are, gonna bounce. But, I just don't see the strength in the price. Yeah, not yesterday, 3 days ago, when we had this big move towards the upside, this was exceptionally good. Unfortunately, it came only up to the resistance level, right? So everybody was looking at this resistance level that, we were hoping to break, give or take up here, and you can pop some kind of moving averages up here at the top. Let me just remove this, and you'll see up here that we popped very nicely up to the resistance levels up here at the top 10-20 moving average, the resistance line up here that everybody's watching, and we got rejected by that exactly on the dollar, on the 20 moving average, and right back down again. Now the good thing down here is that this is impulsive move towards downside, this impulsive move towards upside create this very nice doji. The failure up here to go towards the upside is not actually that good, but if you can keep this doji up here at least for another week up here, that might indicate some kind of indecision and failure of the bears to push it towards the downside. So double doji up here and then towards the upside. We'll see how that actually plays out. Is there actually any kind of hopium up here? I mean, yes and no. If you look at a monthly time frame, today is the 1st of September, and we got a low down here and we got a lower low. So technically we got a lower low on the chart over here, and we got a higher high up here on the chart, and we got this expanding musical instrument happening on the monthly time frame, and we are also holding very nicely the 10 moving average up here, the white line down here at the bottom. We hit that very nicely. Let's pop some other moving averages. You can see here the 10, 20 and the 50 moving average just here in the middle. So are we gonna, if this is gonna go, it needs to bounce very soon, because if it starts breaking down, it's pretty much over, right? It's pretty much over. Now you saw last live stream we had yesterday, day before that, about moons, and we talked about this September being the worst month for Bitcoin, and technically it is. The September is the worst month for Bitcoin, but there might be some kind of hopium where we might actually bounce over here from these levels, because although there is strong support is down here at 23.1 on the monthly time frame, and this support level up here at 27.2 got broken. So the only thing we have left right now is recovery up here from these moving averages up here towards upside on the monthly time frame. But it does look a little bit shady. It does look a little bit shady. If you look at some kind of indicators down here, what you're gonna see here, there is no divergence up here at the top, so we didn't get bearish RSI divergence, but there is also not no bullish divergence up here. So this is just basically expanding musical instrument up here at the top, and the big question is how this is gonna play out, right? 1, 2, we didn't have this 3 touch up here, and then maybe something like that, but there is no divergences on RSI on the monthly time frame. On the MACD up here, we did get this crossover up here on the MACD, but the MACD is weak, and it doesn't seem that we haven't broken the midline up here on the MACD yet. So the MACD midline up here is very important to break, and you can see up here on the monthly time frame that we have been below the monthly the midline up here on the MACD. So that's actually the bullish trend. The bullish trend is up here, and when we cross over towards the upside, but we haven't still done that yet. We did get this bullish cross on the MACD, but this bullish cross doesn't mean that much. The more important line is the midline up here. Once these these lines crosses the midline, that's the bullish trend towards the upside. But it does look like the momentum is weakening a little bit towards the downside over here, and we saw that. But there is nothing exceptionally that very concrete that's telling us right now that this is kind of over, because it is holding these 50 levels. Monthly is that monthly RSI is definitely some kind of midline up here, 45. So you can both break towards downside and towards upside. So this RSI is not telling us anything. I mean, there is no divergences, there is no overextensions towards upside or downside. There is literally nothing on the RSI. So RSI is not a lot of help there, right? The MACD is also not a lot of help, because right now we are just going kind of sideways up here just below the 0 line. So this isn't telling us either that much. My very own indicator up here is also right now telling us that there is no extension whatsoever towards the upside or towards the downside. So it's not very helpful. So you cannot look at these indicators to give us some kind of move. So that's why these consolidation move that happen, they are the worst to trade. I figure out when stuff is gonna go towards upside or downside, because you don't have these overextensions or huge impulsive moves or stuff like that can tell you, okay, right now it needs to go a little bit in this other direction and stuff like that, right? So the trend seems to be broken even on the monthly time frame up here. So this immediate trend up here seems to be broken, and to tell you the truth, guys, I'm a little bit skeptical right now. I'm still trying to be bullish, And you know, I'm looking also at the 50 moving average. If we go lower, I'm looking at 50 moving average up here. There are actually two levels up here that are very interesting to, you know, to keep an eye on. The one is up here, previous stops up here, this one and this one over here. That gives us a level of 27.2, give or take, 27.2, 24.2, and 25 moving average is at 23.9. So can we go to those levels and hit those levels before a bounce? I mean, we can, but you know, we already kind of started breaking down a little bit. We started breaking down support levels over here. That was the first, you know, warning sign. Went below 10-20 moving average. That was the second warning sign. We right now are breaking below this, you know, trend line that we've been watching. That's the third warning sign, right? And right now, you know, the fourth warning sign is on the daily time frame up here when we broke below the support levels over here on the daily time frame. This one up here. So there's four warning sign. I mean, how many warning signs do we need before we become bearish, right? That's the big question. So I think that, you know, if this, you know, by the time we get to the bottom, it's you know, if we break the, you know, weekly support level up here, you know, we can go down here. If we break this, we can, you know, we can go down here. But you know, we can always go down a lower. There is always some kind of support level, right? After 24.2, there are these two levels down here at the bottom right now that can act as support as well, right? But the fact that we are not bouncing up here from the 200 moving average, you know, on the weekly time frame, the fact that we are right now failing to bounce from this support over here, the fact that we are, you know, looking to hit the 24.2 before we bounce, everything is, you know, sounds a little bit sketchy. And you know, I'm losing a little bit hope. But that might be a good thing, guys. That might be a good thing, because, you know, when I get euphoric, it's probably some kind of top, and when I become bearish, it's probably some kind of bottom. So there is that, right? So the reason I did the stream today is because of, you know, because this move down here. If you remember last stream, we talked about if this goes towards upside, this looks nice, and then in consolidation and then continuation towards upside. This fails to play out. We went down and we said the worst case scenario is if this move up here right now goes below the support levels. Now that did happen, and you know, is it over right now or not? Hard to say, but it does look very ugly. Unfortunately, guys, up and down every time, but it's good for training. Dobro jutro, Tylex. How you doing, man? I'm already up 0.26 cents. Nice. Crypto Unicorn, what's up? Dimut, how you doing, man? XRP looks catastrophic, but maybe so terrible it pumps. You know, it's oftentimes when you think that, you know, it's pretty much over, it's gonna go down to zero, that it, you know, versus towards downside. I have a couple of very nice lines up here. Let me just draw this line a little bit nicer up here, and you can see that even XRP is breaking this this trend line over here. Let me see. Maybe it's still holding the trend line over here, XRP. I mean, from these two previous bottoms over here, it is still technically holding the support level. So, you know, there is that. I mean, there is always some kind of hopium, right? But the fact that it went below this very important levels of support over here and tried to hold it and went back and they tried to break it and then went down again towards downside. So right now bouncing from over here, I mean, there is probability for that, but you know, it can also, you know, very easily go towards downside and all the way down to the, you know, 0.4 down here, something, you know, on this bottom support level down here for XRP. So again, I'm trying to keep the hopium up, but you know, unfortunately a little bit, you know, hard right now to keep the hopium up. Now there are other things that looks okay. DXY, of course, is hitting the resistance level up here. It went down almost to the 10-20 moving average and pulled back, you know, towards the upside a little bit, but it's still not breaking the 50 moving average up here towards the upside. So that actually looks good for us, right? And the trend up here, it is broken definitely up here. Doesn't matter how you draw it. The trend is broken up here, so we are still looking for DXY to go towards the downside. I'm not really big fan of, you know, DXY being inversely correlated with Bitcoin, and that's why Bitcoin is going to go towards the upside, but I know a lot of people are, so, you know, this definitely looks like it's going to dump towards the downside. So hopefully you guys are right and Bitcoin does, you know, Bitcoin does pump. The stock market up here, you know, this is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 bouncing very, very nicely. The Dow Jones is also bouncing nicely off of the support levels, and the Nasdaq is also bouncing very nicely off of the support levels. I don't know how much higher this can actually go because if it goes higher than the previous levels up here, there will be divergence on the chart. There will be divergence on chart. We already got this bearish MACD cross on the weekly time frame, but there will be divergence on chart if this goes higher up here, right? So you know, that depends to be seen. So if we start getting these divergences, might be over up here somewhere, right, and then pull back, right? But it gives us, you know, like a month's time for Bitcoin to pump if Bitcoin wants to pump, because there are no divergences. There is nothing on the chart when it comes to indicators that can tell us right now that, you know, this is exceptionally bad. RSI is not overbought, or you know, MACD is, you know, losing a little bit strength towards downside, but it's not that bad. Not that bad. So and you see also that on monthly time frame we are holding the support levels, but you know, it is weak and it did break the 50 and the 20 moving average. So all in all, guys, maybe, just maybe, bears, e.g. crypto unicorn, is winning. Unfortunately, we are getting close to the end of the times. Closer, not close enough. MDAX starts with 1%. Sure. Bulls getting wrecked trying to catch the falling knife, and it's sharp. Crypto, you did okay, man. You did okay. But remember, it's not a competition. It's a, you know, we are a team. We help each other. It's we don't brag. We you know, motivate. But good jobs on all the shortings lives, right? So that's basically what I have right now for the Bitcoin daily. I just want to talk a little bit about, you know, this daily breaking below the support levels, the weekly sitting on the support. Like, everything seems very, very sketchy. So unless something, you know, pops up and pumps the price, because you saw right now that we had the, you know, this grayscale SEC news, and you know, the bullish news pumped the price a little bit, but you know, it just got rejected immediately towards downside. So everybody's getting wrecked, guys. Everybody's getting wrecked, besides the bears. Anyways, guys, quick Bitcoin daily, just, you know, talk about a little bit what's happening right now. I haven't been watching too much Twitter lately, so, you know, unsure about any kind of news events. There has been a lot to talk about these ETFs, whether they're gonna get approved or not, and you know, it's just speculation, rumors and stuff like that. But you know, everything looks sketchy. Anyways, guys, if there is some kind of dump, if there is some kind of emergency, there will be an emergency stream, and you know, we'll talk about that. Until then, take care, guys. Have a nice day. Where's my outro?